Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a UFO over New Jersey. Let's see, I also have this strange video of something going on with the sun. Not too sure what's happening there. I also have this video from 2014 where the former Canadian Defense Minister Paul Hellyer talks about, having contact with aliens. Let's see. This is a clip of a U.S. Air Force pilot, Milton Torres, revealing how he was ordered to basically fire some rockets at a UFO. This is a video from 2018 where some people in a plane took a photograph of some strange objects in the sky, in these clouds that were 60 to 10,000, 6,000 to 10,000 feet in the sky. This video here is about the possible inner Earth civilization. Talks about how some new satellite data revealed that there's something strange going on with the Earth's core, and it also talks about like Admiral Byrd's excursion or expedition down to the Antarctic, where he supposedly got into a battle with some flying saucers. And we have this video here that actually goes into this new information where they did detect another layer and the possibility that the planet's inner core has its own inner core. So, this idea of an internal sun may be true. Let's see here. I have a video from 2019 of some guy who came across what he thinks are Bigfoot tracks. And then last is this article about some DNA from possible Bigfoot. And I just wanted to point out how there's, there's people who just refuse to accept the evidence, the data, because, they believe something else. But anyways, let me go to this first video here. This is a UFO flying over Keys Bay, New Jersey. I think that's how you say that. Well, I wonder if this is something else up there too, or if there's just a cloud. But anyways, that's as much as I want to play, because that's all this is these people driving. But I'll leave a link in the description so you can go to this website here and check out the whole video. Let me get to this next video here. And this one, I'm not too sure what's going on here. It says, found the Cigar UFO near the sun. There's no Cigar UFO. I watched this whole video and it doesn't show any Cigar UFO. Let me turn this down. But it does, show, that's not a Cigar UFO. I mean, it's definitely something strange, but it's not a Cigar UFO. Yeah, and that, I don't know what's going on there. I don't think that's a digital anomaly or anything like that. Let's see, what else does this show in this video? Yeah, there's definitely something strange. I wonder if this is like this whole Nibiru thing. I've actually never really bought into that Nibiru idea, but you know, there have been some videos that have shown some unexplained anomalies. You know, that just, I mean, you don't see it every day because I can go out and look at the sun and I don't think I'm not seeing any second sun next to the sun. So it's strange that you know that people are catching these things on video. But anyways, let me go to this one here. This is, I think we have former Canadian Defense Minister, this is Paul Hellyer, talking about what he knows about UFOs.
Invented the atomic bomb, and they're very concerned about that and the fact that we might use it again. And because the whole cosmos is a unity, and it affects not just us, but other people in the cosmos, they're very much afraid that we might be stupid enough to start using atomic weapons again, and this would be very bad for us and for them as well.
So no serious scientist has ever publicly confirmed evidence of an encounter with extraterrestrials. Why would scientists not confirm the facts if they exist?
You know, here that's just, she hasn't come across. Again, you know, this video came out in 2014. We know now, you know, based on all of this documentation that's coming out, that the military scientists were studying UFOs. It's just that they denied it and they were lying to us. Well, anyways, let me go on to this next video here. This is U.S. Air Force pilot Milton Torres was ordered to salvo 24 rockets at a UFO. The Air Force attacks our visitors and then lies to the people by messing with the Project Blue Book results in a coup with Batali. Now that is a criminal abuse of power. Let's see, let's check this out here.
In 1957, pilot Milton Torres was ordered to fire 24 rockets at a target on radar. Before he could loose the salvo, it disappeared at a speed 10 times the speed of sound. He was told to keep it secret.
I wish the hell they would tell me what the hell it was. You know, I was scrambled on it. I was ordered to fire on them and all this sort of thing, but I never, I still have no idea what the hell it was. It had to be something, an alien spacecraft of some sort, because it was going so damn fast.
Yeah, imagine the people that, you know, would order these guys to fire on something that was obviously much more advanced than we were. The mentality of, you know, the people that are in the military is very surprising. Anyways, this video is from 2018. It says, yeah, we were flying at 39,000 feet high. As told by a pilot, these rolls of clouds are between 6,000 and 10,000 feet high. But you can see there's something strange, or, you know, creating this shadow in the clouds here. Let me go back to about here.
1,000 feet of altitude. Date of sighting February 18, 2018. Location, flying from Houston to Fort Lauderdale. He said, we were flying to 39,000 feet and the pilot upon landing told me that these clouds where the structures were between 6,000 feet and 100,000 feet high. MUFON case file 90,956.
Yeah, she just said 100,000, but I think she meant 10,000 feet high. Or maybe it was, no, yeah, I don't think it's 100,000 feet. This video is about the possibility that all planetary bodies actually have interior cores, or that, you know, they may have like worlds within worlds. Let me just play a little bit of this here.
Mission was to retrieve the missing Nazi leaders from their refuge in Antarctica. But Byrd cut the 8-month mission short after what the Chilean press reported as troubles with many fatalities, though the event was clearly downplayed in the U.S. Following a military-aided evacuation, the force returned. Their stories immediately became classified as top secret, but inevitable leaks revealed that there were attacks by highly advanced saucer-shaped airships. The Secretary of the Navy, by this time the Secretary of Defense, James Forrestal, started to talk. President Truman forced him to resign, and he was soon taken to Bethesda Naval Hospital's psychiatric ward, where he was prevented from seeing or talking to anyone, including his own wife. When this high-ranking man was found dead, of course, it was ruled a suicide. Case closed. Another strange thing is in 1947, following the sudden end of his military expedition, Byrd spoke with a reporter for the Chilean newspaper El Mercurio and told him that he didn't want to frighten anyone unduly, but that it was a bitter reality that in the case of a new war, the continental U.S. would be attacked by flying objects which could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. This is where Byrd's posthumous diary comes in. Though he remained faithfully silent, albeit mysterious, shortly after his death, his son published his diary to reveal a very different account than what the public had been told. It started like this. I must write this diary in secrecy and obscurity. It concerns my Arctic flight on the 19th day of February in the year of 1947. There comes a time when the rationality of men must fade into insignificance, and one must accept the unavailability of the truth. I am not at liberty to disclose the following documentation of this writing. Perhaps it shall never see the light of public scrutiny, but I must do my duty here for all to read one day. Hopefully, the greed and exploitation of certain of mankind can no longer suppress that which is truth.
Exactly. So, of course, he goes on to describe him actually encountering these flying saucers and going into a inner world. Now, I'm sure many of you people have seen this illustration of the inner Earth with the central sun, and how that the inner core here is a landmass, and basically, because of the same way we stay on the outside, the same way that that there's a landmass on the inside here, and that there's a central core. Well, according to this new video, there's a possibility that there could be something like that could be true. Check this out.
Of Earth's total volume. Now, geophysicists at Australian National University have found evidence that the inner core is actually two separate layers. After matching thousands of models of the inner core with decades of data collected by the International Seismological Center, they found a change in the structure of iron affecting how long seismic waves take to travel through the core. According to study lead author Joanne Stevenson, this suggests perhaps two separate cooling events in Earth's history. The findings published in the Journal of Geophysical Research may explain the discrepancy between certain experimental data and current models of the planet's structure. The presence of a fifth layer has been long suspected based on some evidence that iron crystals in the inner core have different.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they made this inner core here look sort of like the outer core of Earth. If I'm not, I don't know if they meant to do that, but I just find that very interesting. But anyways, let me go on to this next video here. Yeah, this is some guy who came across some giant footprints that he thinks were Bigfoot tracks. Check this out here.
They belong to none other than Bigfoot himself. It's a site in Medical Lake that stopped Steve Meacham and his wife in their tracks.
We saw that and it says, yeah, hit the brakes, and said, oh, we gotta get pictures of this. This is cool.
They snapped these photos of these mysterious 2-foot-long snow prints Meacham says are just too big to belong to humans.
If it turned out to be something else, so be it. But I believe that it could possibly be Bigfoot.
Meacham posted these photos to Facebook, and the post has gone viral. Some speculate they could have been left by a snowshoer or another creature such as a moose, but he's convinced they belong to none other than Bigfoot himself.
I see two prints. I've never seen a moose walk and step, walk and step, walk, and not show signs of a four-legged creature.
We reached out to the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. To our surprise, we learned they were already notified about the photos. Turns out, biologists believe these prints belong to a human. They say this is just a case of post-holing. This is when hikers plunge into deep snow. However, Meacham is convinced the legend of Sasquatch is more than just hype in the Northwest.
I have no idea. Maybe just passing through, enjoying the Medical Lake people. You know, Medical Lake's a nice little community.
This isn't the first possible sign of Bigfoot in the inland Northwest. Last year, a flyer went around claiming a sighting in the Kootenai National Forest. So whether you believe or not, sometimes it's better to have the unknown left alone.
You know, looking at the distance, that doesn't look very far. I mean, unless this is super deep. Yeah, that is pretty deep. I don't know. I don't know. The link will be in the description. And let's see, this last article here, surprising DNA found during Bigfoot investigation. Now, yeah, I pointed out, or I want to point out how, you know, there are people who still refuse to believe evidence. Now, check this out here. A little over a year ago, I wrote an article about researchers from the television series Expedition Bigfoot who captured a very interesting thermal video of what appears to be a large ape-like bipedal creature walking around in the woods. More recent findings revealed compelling evidence with very surprising DNA results. During their time in the wilderness of Kentucky's Appalachian Highlands, the team collected eDNA, environmental DNA, from soil found beneath a large tree structure. After extensive analysis of the eDNA with software called metabar coding that matches the DNA sequence to thousands of known genomes, Miroslava Munguia Ramos, who is the project manager at the UCLA California Environmental DNA Program, revealed the results. Yes, we have detected human DNA in these areas, but we're still seeing different primate DNA. There wasn't just one human primate, there are several different primates, some sort of primate relative that exists in the data. Now again, this is based on extensive analysis eDNA with software called metabar coding. Now, listen to what this person here says. Oh, wait, let me see. Ramos went on to explain pan troglodyte is a species of chimpanzees, which you would not see in the area you're at. It's a real head scratcher. It's important to note that the higher the detection, the more confidence we can say that whatever organism, whatever taxonomy we're looking at was apparent in the area. And in this case, we're looking at the pan genus or the chimpanzee genus. There's 3,000 reeds. Interestingly, pan troglodytes live in the tropical forest of Central Africa. Now, here's an example of someone who is so educated, you know, that they know everything it couldn't be, as opposed to just believing the evidence. Primatologist and part of the Expedition Bigfoot team, Dr. Mireya Mayer, responded to the results, saying in part, the process of describing and confirming a new species is difficult. Yes, it is, and that is why they have this new software called metabar coding. But anyways, the process of describing and confirming a new species is difficult. DNA is absolutely essential in the scientific community to prove that something is a new or recognized species. Well, no kidding. And isn't that what they just did with this new metabar coding that matches the DNA sequence? Let's see. And then she goes on to say, you have eyewitness accounts from tens of thousands of people who say they have encountered Bigfoot, some coming forward with blurry videos and photographs, some coming forward with blurry videos. No, there is actually a lot of very clear videos and photographs. But that just isn't going to cut it. what we need is indisputable genetic evidence to really put this mystery to rest. What we need is indisputable genetic evidence. Well, isn't that what this software, this eDNA software, just determined? Then, she says, yes, we have detected human DNA in this area, but we're still seeing different primate DNA. There wasn't just one human primate. There are several different primates, some sort of primate relative that exists in the data. Now, that statement is based on DNA. So, when this primatologist here says that, that they need indisputable genetic evidence, well, that's it right there. But again, she refuses to acknowledge it because she doesn't want to believe, that there's these creatures that are out there, and this goes back to, the story I've told before about a military plane that had encountered a UFO. There was a military plane. There weren't too many people on the plane because it was a military flight, but a UFO was flying outside of, I don't remember if it was on the right side or the left side of the plane, whatever. But, let's say it was on the right side of the plane. Everyone that was on the plane was on the right side of the plane looking at this UFO. Now, the highest ranking individual on that plane was sitting on the other side of the plane, and he wasn't looking. So, the guy that was telling the story said that he looked over at this major, whatever, and said, hey, aren't you going to, check out this UFO? And that major said, nope, I don't believe in those things. I'm not going to look. So, that's just, it shows you the stubbornness of some people who, in spite of, being presented with valid, credible evidence, they refuse to acknowledge it because they have a belief system, and, this evidence is going to destroy that belief system. So instead of just changing their, changing their belief, they refuse to accept the evidence. But again, that's just, that's some people. I don't know why, but that's how some people are. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. More things like this. Take care.